So I'm about to glaze this vase. I've already put white glaze on the inside, but this is going to be interesting, so I thought you might want to see. I have some leftover glazes from a prior project that I'd like to use up. So we have Coyote Violet, we have an Amico Marigold, and Mako Coral Sands. Kind of a, really turns out to be more of a butterscotch. But, so those are the three colors, and what I'm going to do is put this in the spray booth, and I'm going to spray the whole thing in this purple, and then I'm going to come in and spray the middle bit in this bright yellow, and then the top third maybe in this Coral Sands. And then over the top I'm going to spray a cover glaze, Rivulet, heavier on the top, and we'll just fade it in. Hopefully we get a little commingling. So that's the plan. Let me get this glazed and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, I'm going to let that dry up and then we'll throw it in the kiln and see what happens tomorrow morning. Well, here it is out of the kiln. Man, it came out way more muted than I thought it would. But I kind of like it. Again, I was hoping for something a little bit more tangerine, a little bit more bold. But I think this is really nice. Should be able to put something in here and this won't distract much from it. Kind of looks like something you'd see in a hotel lobby, honestly. Maybe a hotel bedroom. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to try again. I have this piece. I'm doing another glaze firing tonight, and I've already waxed the bottom. I've already put a white liner on the inside like the last one, and I want to try to do this same spray pattern again, of purple, yellow, kind of a marigold on top, and then a rivulet over the whole thing. But I'm going to try to put it on about twice as thick, and I want to see if I can get a more bold effect. And tomorrow we can compare and see, does bold look better? So let me get this sprayed, we'll get it fired, and we'll check it out. Well, this is where we started, and this is where we ended up. What's your gut reaction? Mine is, that looks terrible. Actually, I start liking this one less when they sit next to each other. I just do not like that color combination. More is certainly not better when it comes to this. So, what to do? I think obviously, given what I've done so far, the next move is to put more glaze on this and see if that makes it look even better. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm sick of this color combo, so I'm going to put a blue over the top, and we're going to fire it again, and we'll see, does it get more terrible, or can we recover? Okay, so I've sprayed 2 coats of John's Noxzema over the top. You can see I kind of had some sagging, which is pretty normal if you put it on too thick on a fully glazed piece. But I've let it fully dry, and I'm going to spray, actually I'm going to rim dip this in an ash rivulet. I'm going to hold it upside down so hopefully I don't get any runny drips, but when it fires, hopefully that will move and it will cut across the blue and the purple and the yellow, And we'll see what we get. Well, here's what we got. I don't know. It's worse. It's worse. Let me show you up close. There's something a little bit interesting. It's kind of fun. I don't know. That is ugly. Clearly I need to add more glaze. So I have a kiln firing tonight. Let me put something on here. We'll see if we can improve it more. Want to get things to be more interesting up here. So I'm going to focus on getting another layer up here. We're going to ignore this light purple. And so I have an old bucket of oil spot 2 of 2. That's the cover that you put on an oil spot to let the red iron oxides come through normally. But I want to, here's the thing too. When you're glazing, you'll see. If you've done it, you know. Doesn't matter how thick your glaze is, or it's generally very difficult to build up much. Actually, to me, dripping a little bit there. That's good coverage. So I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to dip it again. And of course, you just keep doing this dipping thing, and you run the risk of it kind of alligatoring off. So it's just a, you know, some people say let it dry all the way. I find that if it's really dry, sometimes it rehydrates at a different rate when you put wet over it. Sometimes it's thickness, I don't know, but it's never ideal to try to dip something that does not have a natural absorbency. But that's the plan. I'm gonna let this sit here for a sec. I'm gonna go ahead and dip it again, and maybe I'll get a couple good coats. 3 dips later, this is not happening. Look how thin that is. It dripped a little bit, you sponge it, even the tiniest drip, you know, you're holding it upside down. Forget this isn't gonna be enough. So, let's do something bold. Just looking around for inspiration. Remodeled the house, had this as a closet, hall light, something cheap. But I didn't throw it away. You know, it's glass, you don't throw away glass. So, here's what I'm gonna do. See, that way I get some white. We'll set this up. Bold move. I think this is it. Clearly the more the better. It needs more. So I'm gonna give it some more. And tomorrow, we'll see what it looks like. So you might be wondering, why do I have a cup and then a piece of furniture underneath this pot? Why not just use a piece of furniture? It'll hold it up fine. But this lower one here is going to be sacrificial, so I'm hoping that it'll catch the rest of the drips and minimize what I actually get on the shelf. So well, it's the next morning. Here's what we got. So I'm really glad that I threw in that sacrificial cup there. So let me get this thing out, we'll take a closer look. All right, well, here it is out of the kiln. It is nice and shiny. My fingerprints are kind of showing up on it. You might notice right away there are these kind of inclusions where it looks like, I don't know, some chunks of that white I dipped on. Like here especially. But the streakiness isn't bad. It's actually not bad looking, really. I'm not super thrilled with it. Most of all, I'm not thrilled with this. I mean, you can see using that furniture really kept it, it dripped past and hit the cup and whatnot below it, but didn't stick at least. But I think this is destined for the garden. Things like this is not optimum really, but I'll drill a hole in it and it'll go in the corner somewhere and the plant will grow out and it'll be one of the weirdos that we didn't throw away. So, there you go. think I should have stuck with the first.